Here. Hello, everyone. Let me get a chance to mute this over here. Pop-up chat. I can never get to the thing to mute it either. All right, folks. Sorry for that delay there, but welcome into DroneNation. This is the special pre-Groundhog's Day episode. Tomorrow's a big day for most of us that live in wintertime climates. If that little Puxatawny Phil guy, I always get mixed up. If he sees a shadow, we have a short rest of the winter. If he doesn't, we have a long winter. But I kind of always get that backwards. But anyhow, folks, we got a big show tonight for you. We got a lot of guests coming in. We're going to cover a lot of topics tonight. And but before we get to anything, I want to I want to send thoughts and prayers out to some people that aren't doing so well. This past week, Marcus's father's been in the hospital. He had a stroke, and he's got a bit of an artery issue. So, but they're going to be doing surgery for him, so he should be better. Hopefully on the mend in a week or so when he gets surgery. And we have Chris Hope. You're welcome. We have a good friend, Chris Hope. He's been in the hospital since Friday, but I got word from him today that he may be coming home tomorrow. And Rick Halber, who's kind of a supporter of many people in the drone world and drone shows, he hasn't been well. He's been sick also. So all of them, I hope everybody sends out, thoughts, prayers, whatever, you believe in to encourage those people and help them get well again. So on to the second big thing. Before I throw it over to Marcus, I want to congratulate Marcus. He hit a milestone last week. He hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And just a few years ago when he was Idaho Sledhead, when I first met him, he had like 500 subscribers. So he's come a long way in a couple of years. So I just want to commend him for all his hard work and dedication to his YouTube channel. I mean, he did a lot with the Zeno 1 and the FEMI, I'll call it the FEMI X81 or whatever to promote those great drones and build his channel up. And he really should be commended on it. And real quick, before I turn it over to him, also want to congratulate John Cuppi, who last week also hit 4,000 subscribers. John's been an important part of the drone community for years, doing a lot of toy reviews back in the early days of YouTube and droning, and now is a big specialist in the FPV field. But let me throw it over to the 10,000 subscriber man here, Marcus Crawford, and maybe he can give you an update on how his father's doing as well. Marcus.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for that, Ron. I mean, listen, dude, you've been with me since the very beginning, since the
Sledhead days.
Since the Sledhead days, and you and I teamed up early on, and all kidding aside, and I am not joking one bit. I couldn't have done it without you, pal. So I absolutely appreciate, and I am dead sincere about that. Ron, you've been a great support, and you've mentored me through a lot of things, and I so appreciate it. And thank you to everybody in the chat as well. When we talk about 10,000 subscribers, I'll tell you, anybody can get there. All it takes is work, and of course I'm retired, but it really is my new job, and it does take some time. I mean, you got to produce those videos and spend the time editing and all that stuff. But it's a hobby, and so I really enjoy it. I mean, I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it as much as I did. So thank you to everybody, and I appreciate it. And then secondly, Ron, thank you so much for the thoughts about my father. He's 89 years old, so he's been around, but he's actually in pretty good shape. But he had some issues, and he's got a carotid artery that's kind of plugged up. So they're going to go in and put a stent in it in a couple of weeks, and we're hoping good as new. And the other thing about it is this flipping COVID. I haven't seen my dad in over a year. Lives in Las Vegas. I just can't wait to get down there and hang out with him for a while. And you know, he was in the hospital recently. Nobody could see him. He's in there by himself. Just not a good situation. I see Ted Bowman is getting his first vaccine. Way to go, Ted. And if we go by the Idaho rules, Ted, I'm not even eligible until the end of April. So, you know, hopefully then we'll get that going, and I can go down to Las Vegas and see my dad. But that's, you know, that's just how it went. You know, Ron, the other thing is that I want to spend a little bit of time on while I've got the mic here is I got a drone, and I talked about this a little bit on Drone Seekers yesterday, but I'm kind of excited about this guy. The people at TomTop sent me this, and it's the SG906, and it's got the obstacle avoidance sensor on the top there, which is pretty damn cool. That thing, what it does is it's laser, and it sweeps back and forth in a 120-degree arc, and it's their version of obstacle. It's an under $200 drone, and then the other thing that they did with that drone, which is pretty cool, is they updated the RC. Anybody that's had the earlier versions of the SG906, it's range limited, and there were some other issues, and the remote controller just had AAA batteries in it. Well, this remote on this new one is got a regular battery in it. You charge it up with a micro USB, and it actually has working antenna on it. So I'm hoping that it's good for 300 or 400 meters, Ron, so you can have a decent connection with it. And it's got a 3-axis gimbal on it, plus electronic image stabilization, just 1080p video. But I'm hoping that it is something, an under $200 drone that I can recommend. I haven't been out to fly it yet because our weather has not been conducive to it. A lot of wind, and the next few days aren't looking very good either. But as soon as I can, I'll get that guy up in the air, and we'll mess around with it a little bit. But that's probably more information than you wanted, Ron. But thank you, everybody, for helping.
Well, throw one last nugget on that. I think we talked about this yesterday, either on the air or off the air during the Drone Seekers International show. But as far as we know, Marcus, that's the most affordable obstacle avoidance drone on the market. Is that what we came up with?
I think by far. I think by a long ways, Ron. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else with obstacle avoidance. Probably the Mavic Air 2, I guess, would be the next closest one.
Yeah, I mean, the Spark had obstacle avoidance, but of course, we know it at its ending days, it had got down to what about be a $400 drone. But when it came out, it was a $700 drone. So
yeah, that's right. The Spark did. That's right.
Yeah, but when it was new, it was a $700 drone. So it wasn't when it was released, it wasn't really a budget drone. I mean, it was a budget drone compared to the Mavic, but not compared to the budget drones that we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So So it's funny that Spark had obstacle avoidance, but the mini series doesn't. But again, that's to keep I'm sure that's to keep the cost down and the weight down also. But listen, we're going to keep on a tight schedule here because we got a couple of guests coming up, and we also kind of trying to get out of here about 10 o'clock because I believe Sean Oz is broadcasting. He says he does the first and third Monday of the month, so I don't want to run too far over into Sean's show. But we want to talk about specifically the Mavic Air 2 firmware update that came out last week and how it relates to the iOS app update 1.2.4. Now, last Thursday, Marcus and I went on to the DroneNation, that kind of chat feature, live chat streaming thing they have in Facebook, and it worked really well. And we chatted inside DroneNation, which you had to be a member of DroneNation to see it. You had to be a card-carrying DroneNation member to see this. But we demonstrated live. I did the firmware update, and we had a couple people in there. And Matt Cundiff and Sammy Burns were very helpful. And we discovered that to get the features that the new firmware update offered, which was the main one, was in what's the tracking thing called, Marcus? I can never get this buzzword.
The focus track.
In focus track, that it can now focus track you in higher frame rates in 1080p. Before it was limited to 24, 25, and 30 in focus tracking. But this firmware update added 48, 50, and 60. But without that app update, you could not see that. And as of Thursday night, that update was only available for Android, not iOS. Now, under Matt's and Sammy's advice, like maybe 2 days later, I got my smart controller out and downloaded the. Did you know you could do this, Marcus? I downloaded the Android directly from DJI's website to the smart controller, and I loaded on the smart controller, and lo and behold, those frame rates were available in focus tracking at that point. Now, some of the other things it said it did, like it had propeller, was going to supposedly let you know when the propellers were not unfolded. I folded the arms up, folded the propellers up. It didn't say anything. But here's what I did discover, though, Marcus, and they had said this in the Drone DJ article, too. On a pop-up screen, like not when you're in the Fly app, but when you're in that app, when you're in the front face of the Fly app, the pop-up came up where the firmware updates came up and offered me a 3-month trial version to Adobe software.
Yeah, you had told me about that. I'm just showing this to Sam Bergs.
He showed what came up this morning on the iOS update. Anyhow, the Adobe offer of a 3-month trial did come up, and it even worked. I think they talked about it not working, but today it worked. I clicked it. It took me to Adobe, and I did not sign up for it, but I could have. I mean, I was one click away. I already have Photoshop or Lightroom, so I didn't need it anyways. And Premiere, I could have got Premiere for 3 months for free, but I use Final Cut, and I'm not going to learn I don't want to learn a new video editor, but I could have, though.
It sounds like DJI's getting a little kickback from Adobe, huh?
So anyhow, that is in there, and it did work. I mean, if I wanted to, I could have clicked, because they're already sending me emails bugging me to do the 3-month trial now. So, and Marcus, that's a pretty good night we had with that, discovering all this, wasn't it?
It was. It actually went pretty darn good, and we had a lot of people that are in the chat right now were in there, and we got to kind of go over it a step at a time, and it's pretty cool. I'm ashamed to tell you, Ron, I still have not updated my Mavic Air 2 yet. I need to do it. And now that we do have the update for iOS, no reason not to get that done and get out and try it out.
And those frame rates are important, because if you like higher frame rates, and we may get into, Marcus wants to talk about frame rates later in the show, and we may get into a big frame rate conversation later on, but we're going to skip it right now because we got to work through some topics. We got a guest wait in the green room right now. We're low in shrimp tonight, so we can't keep a wait too long back there.
You know what he's eating in there now? I bet you he's into the finger steaks, Ron.
Oh, I hope he doesn't eat them all, because I want a little snack after the show.
Yeah.
But here's what I was making the point in the frame rates. If you bump up to 2.7K or 4K on the Air 2 app, you do not get an option of any higher frame rates. You're stuck at a maximum of 30 frame rates in focus tracking only. If you want to go, of course, regularly, they're there, but not in focus tracking. So
right.
that could be important to some people. Other people, it doesn't mean anything to,
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, I also, are we done with that one, Ron? I got another little tip.
Yeah, you can go to another one, then we'll bring our esteemed guest in.
Okay, so I happened to watch Tech Drone Media today, Henrik, and I know probably a lot of you watch him. I really enjoy his channel. He's a very technically astute individual, but he had an issue with his Mini 2, and he was asking about it. He thought it was like maybe just his is a lemon or something. I don't know, but he had the drone up within just a few meters of him, and it completely disconnected. He said it was about 3 meters high, and I'm not going to say he panicked, but he got very, very concerned. And he said he had no control with the RC. Now, I think what I would have done would have been maybe to reboot the RC at that point, but he didn't do that. and he was kind of over a road, and he was afraid the drone would land while there was a car coming by. So that wouldn't be good, right? And so he was concerned about that. But for whatever reason, it came back up, and he was able to control the drone and then land it. But I just thought that was an interesting situation. I've never seen anything quite like that before with any DJI drone ever. Now, I have had those kind of issues with some of the cheaper toy drones, but I have never seen anything like that on a DJI drone.
Maybe he was using the Paranafi controller.
Yeah, you never know. Well, his speculation was, so Lauren is saying in the chat that he's heard that a few times. And Lauren, that is exactly what Henrik said too, is he thought it might be related to the Fly App update. And so I don't know.
Huh.
So Lauren, I guess Lauren is saying on the old firmware. So I don't.
Well, this bears watching then, huh?
Yeah, it's just probably worth taking a look at if you get the chance. It's just so unlike DJI. I was shocked. I've just never seen a DJI drone have those kind of problems.
I mean, even whatever the most rock solid product, to still have some kind of air. Even a Mac computer could crash sometimes.
So do we? Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to get them angry out there, the Windows people.
Yeah.
I've heard legend that a Mac once crashed.
One time. Yeah. So with regard to the iOS, the update to the Fly app, just before we got on the show, Ron, a guy, and I believe he was from the UK, had posted a video about it. And one of his things that he said, and I've never seen this before, and I don't know if anybody in our chat has either, but what they're saying in the app here is it says, fixes certain issues and improves overall app stability and user experience. And by that, he said the problem he had is that his drone, his Mini 2, would drift to the left. I've never seen that. I've never heard of anybody having that problem with the Mini 2. But then this guy, he claimed that this app update corrected it. And he goes, oh, man, it's good to go now. So I don't know. I just want to throw it out there. I don't know if anybody else has seen that kind of issue.
Oh, be leery of your Mini.
Well, so Ron, of all DJI drones, and you and I have talked about this before, the only one that I've ever seen with kind of a flight control issue was the Spark. Every once in a while, it would crab walk. Sometimes you would see it go straight forward at a little bit of an angle. That is the worst control issue I've ever seen with a DJI drone. As far as drifting or anything, I've never seen it. I don't know if anybody else has.
The Spark did crab a little bit, but you know what? In the era that it came out, we're talking about a drone that came out in I would say early 2017. And compared to the drones of its era, it wasn't all that bad or whatever. You know what I mean? It didn't stand out in its release date. It stood out like, about a year ago when all these other drones didn't have it anymore. But in its day, it wasn't that noticeable. But I did notice it when I did a head-up comparison with the Mini 1 on the beach last year. But,
You want to see crabbing fly the Hubsan Zeno, right?
Especially in the original software.
Yeah.
They roll back.
That thing used to come back sideways. Anyway,
roll back and get that original software. So, all right. Well, we're gonna bring in our esteemed guest here. He's coming all the way from sunny Florida to visit us tonight. We probably took him away from Margaritaville, but he's coming on. He's got an important thing to talk about today. There's a great South Florida drone meetup happening, and Ray's going to give you all the details. And Marcus, I even hear there's a T-shirt involved.
Wow! Holy cow!
We gotta get him in here. Inquiring minds want to know. Welcome in, Ray, and happy 39th birthday to you, sir.
Hey, Ron. How you doing, Ron? How you doing, Marcus? Good to see you, and good to see everybody in the chat. Thanks for having me.
Did you snack on everything in the green room in there?
Yeah, I tell you, it was good. I left some for you guys after the show. There'll be some left.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I tell you, it's great weather down here, and this South Florida drone meetup in Sebastian is going to be pretty good. We have 24 people signed up right now.
Confirmed.
You know, the best part about it, it's free.
Oh,
And
you can't be free.
the weather down here has been great. I couldn't fly today, unfortunately. It was a little too windy, but I'm just going to show you. I don't know if you'll be able to read it. No, probably not. Too much glare, but 70 degrees today in North Palm Beach.
Wow.
And it's really good. So we're getting a good response. And the location up in Sebastian is really nice because it's going to be right over.
What kind of
Excuse
what kind
me?
of town
Say
is
that
Sebastian?
again.
What kind of town is Sebastian? A small town or?
Yeah, it's a small town, seaside town. It's right on the intercoastal waterway, and 10 minutes away is the ocean beach. But the park, the Riverview Park, where we're going to fly from, is ideal. I think it's ideal. It's a big park with gazebos and barbecues for those who want to barbecue. Plenty of grass, and there's park benches every 20 feet or so along this river walk. And if we get there early, and I suggest people get there early to claim their park bench, but it's going to be really good. And the weather should be even better in March.
Yeah, I saw on the website it's listed as 9 a.m. the start time.
We moved it up. I'm recommending people get there at 7 a.m. Yep.
Oh wow.
The earlier the better. There'll be less people around, so we won't run into that issue. There's a nice fishing dock, but maybe we'll turn it into a drone flying dock.
Or we could always catch some fresh fish off of it too for the grow up.
And don't forget, people should bring their fishing rods and their bathing suits.
Wow. Ray, I hate to tell you, it's snowing at the Jersey Shore today.
I saw that. I know. I was looking at my cameras, and my yard has about 12 inches of snow in it right now on Long Island.
That's not good, Ray.
No, it's good. It'll be all melted by May, so that's okay.
There you go.
Well, I mean,
congratulations, Marcus. Again, congratulations on 10,000, and God bless your dad. I hope his surgery goes well. And
thank you.
We'll say a prayer for him, and my wife will too.
Thank you so much, Ray. That means a lot, and that's one of the things about this drone group. And when I say drone group, I'm talking about the whole community. Everybody is so supportive. When anybody has a problem, everybody's right there, and it really makes you feel good.
It does.
Yep. And did you see in the chat there, Ron? Art is definitely bringing his fishing gear.
I'm going to get Art up on screen here. I knew I could count on Art. And Ray, I want to, again, we want to.
Well, I know. I'll
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to have my fishing rod in the car too.
I was just going to say, we wanted to congratulate you on your 70th birthday, and also you have a new addition to the fleet now, don't you, Ray?
Well, that birthday present was a little early. I'm not going to be 70 until March, but that present came a little early.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, we'll take all the congratulations back and save them up for 2 months.
So for the sake of the people in the audience,
but the other thing, Ron, let me.
You might tell.
I want to say that Ron is staying at one of the most luxurious oceanfront resorts in Jupiter. It's called the Jupiter Reef Club.
And I hear Captain Ray owns a part of it. I dropped his name to get the executive.
Yeah, yep, I do. 1 a week. But I'm there every day, every other day. I go there and visit. Go in the hot tub.
They have a pool and a hot tub and chairs and stuff right on the beach, steps away from the beach.
Yeah, you will like it, Ron. No doubt about it.
I may not want to leave, Ray.
Well, I tell you, it's a good time to be down in Florida. It really is. The other thing, Ron, and you got to remember, it's spring training time, so there's going to be some spring training baseball games going on.
You told me the Cardinals are in that area.
Yes, the Cardinals train at the Jupiter Stadium as well as the Miami Marlins.
Well, Ray, I will pack my glove and maybe I can finally get that tryout I've been wanting to get all my life.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I'm gonna, as soon as the tickets go on sale, I'm gonna get tickets to the Mets game. I think the Marlins are playing the Mets, and I'm gonna definitely get tickets for that game.
That sounds good. Last time I was in Florida visiting Bill the drone reviewer, Susan and I went over and saw the Phillies play the Yankees over in Clearwater.
Yeah, that's a pretty good stadium. You know, my brother-in-law, believe it or not, my brother-in-law can walk to that stadium. He lives a half a mile up the road.
Oh, wow. Nice. Nice.
Yep.
So
anyway, you guys really got one of the best shows. One of the best shows, and I'm not just saying because you have me on as a guest. I really mean it. You guys have one of the best shows on YouTube as far as drones are concerned.
Ray, your check will be in the mail.
All right.
Now you talked to me earlier. There's about T-shirts with this drone meetup, right?
Yes, yeah. Just about everybody who said they're coming has said they want one, and I have the list right here. See, I'm very sophisticated. I have this list right here. I'm gonna put it on the computer one of these days. But I have everybody's name with their shirt size, who has paid. But I'll tell you one thing, Ron, I don't like this PayPal thing. I don't like it.
Don't like PayPal? Huh.
Nah.
Can you share?
I made a mistake, and I actually gave somebody $15.
Hey, sweet.
They always say it's better to give than to receive, right?
That's right.
Now, Ray, can you give us a few names that are confirmed for this list? I think Michael Wright from the great state of Texas is confirmed that he's coming in. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, Michael Wright. I'm sorry, I'm not reading the chat. I'm more or less concentrating on our conversation. But yeah, Michael Wright, he was I think the second person who said he was definitely coming, but he was the first person to buy his airline tickets. And he's coming all the way from Texas. But you want me to read off the names?
Yeah, roll a few
names. Read off the names.
Yeah, call the people out.
All right. Well, we got Mitch, old guy in a drone. Jim,
Okay.
Above and Beyond Drones.
Wow, I want to meet
Kelly, Copper State Aerials, all the way from Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Ron Lockwood from South Dakota.
Wow.
Michael Blade coming now with his wife, who also has a Mini 2, and she's going to be flying with us, Allison.
Oh, that's incredible.
And then we got Matt Kundorf. He's down in Fort Lauderdale. Hot Rod in Daytona's coming. I said Michael right already. Adrian, Mateo, Dennis Lovelady from Georgia, Rodney Bell from Virginia, Brad Alston from Virginia, Art Carlson from Colorado, Bob Casey from Kentucky, Mike Kinney from North Carolina, and Dan Sampson from Tampa, I believe. Chris Jackson's coming from Maryland. He's coming with his son, which is nice. I like to see that. And then we got good old Ken Huffbauer from St. Augustine and Ron Brown from New Jersey. And I just got a confirmation tonight that George Jerome, the guy I used to fly with on Long Island, he may be coming. He bought a T-shirt, but he's probably going to be coming if he could get his wife and kids away from Disney.
Well, that's quite a list, Ray. There's a lot of good people in there. Some people in the chat tonight are coming, so it's going to be it's going to be quite the drone party.
Hey, Ron, so you're going?
It is.
I'm confirmed. Susan's got the said Ray got us in his
time share
down there. So we're beachfront, and I may be riding with Ray up to the event if I get my butt up at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. Well, you guys wear your masks.
We will. We'll be all masked
Hey,
up.
Ron, how are you going to do your show? You gonna do the show from the hot tub on next Monday night? That Monday night?
Will you help me do it from the hot tub that night, Ray?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Reef Club.
There's a good Wi-Fi connection.
There we go. We'll be live on location.
Hey, Ron, I want to change the subject for just a second.
Real quick, we got Bill Thomas waiting to get in here in the green room, and I don't want him to eat all the shrimp up.
There you go. This will be quick. I just saw Sean from Air Photography is in the chat, and I just got through watching his latest video of his to-go kit for his camera kit. He has got this small little kit that he has got the Mavic Air 2, the controller, the GoPro Hero 9, an extension pole with a tripod on it. I'm trying to remember everything he had in there. Oh, including a charger, lots of stuff. If you need to check out that video.
I saw the video, and that would be a nice travel kit for Sean to slip down to the Great Florida Drone Meetup in March if he can get away from Canada.
Yeah, if the borders open up. Yeah,
borders open. Hey,
there goes Ron.
Yeah, well, Marcus, it must have been something I said.
He'll be back. He'll be back. Yeah. No, that sounds like fun. I got to tell you, Ray, I would so love to be down there for Sarah and I. We go to Florida all the time. In fact, we have a Disney timeshare. Oh,
you do?
Yeah. The ones in, so we can pick all those different resorts around Orlando. Plus, you can
that's
trade
nice.
for other resorts and so forth. So we typically go every other year or so. And let me tell you, Ray, if I could get, if I had that frickin' vaccine, I would be on a plane so fast and make your head spin. I'm just so jealous because I know you guys are really going to have fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I think it will be. As long as the weather cooperates, that's the only thing that we can't control.
You can't
But
control
either way,
weather.
we'll all hang out under the gazebos, tell drone stories, do a little singing. Oh, and Dennis Lovelady is bringing his ukulele, so he'll be singing and playing for us.
Cool. It'll be a sing-along. Yeah. I see Air Photography is saying that he can't wait for the border to open too. But I mean, that's exactly right. I've been wanting to get up to Calgary, Alberta to visit my friend Lauren Donauer up there. And you just can't do it, because the damn border's closed. We all just need to get this damn pandemic over with, and then we can all do this kind of stuff that we want to do. So, I
had said it last year. Hopefully by the end of the year, it'll all be cleared up. But I'm going to say it again. Hopefully by the end of the year or mid-year, it's going to get better and better. and clear up.
Yeah. I'm thinking, I suspect that, well, there's a lot of good things going on with regard to the vaccine and so forth, that I think, particularly if they get that Johnson & Johnson where it's just one injection and, 2 or 3 weeks later, you're good to go. That'll help the whole nation. Everybody will be the thing is, Ray, everybody will be in a better mood, right? Because no matter what you say,
Oh, yeah.
all of us are a little bit on edge over it. You just are. You can't. It's human nature. So hopefully we get past that. But go ahead, Ray.
I must have tried at least 15 times to get through to schedule a vaccine appointment, and I can't get through here in Palm Beach County. So I sort of gave up on it, and I'll get it when I can get it.
As soon as they get enough vaccine, and I think that'll happen before too long. They're working hard on that, so that's going to happen. But yeah,
I forgot to say this. I forgot to say this before, Marcus. I want to give a lot of credit to Brad Alston. He called me late last night. Well, he didn't call me. He texted me last night, and he called me today. He offered to buy lanyards, souvenir lanyards for everybody attending the drone meetup. And they're going to have little name tags on them, and he's going to have a little logo created. And that was real nice of Brad Alston. I want to thank him. And everybody will go home with a little souvenir, too.
Yeah.
And Matt
awesome.
Cundiff,
yeah,
he's offered to help me as much as he can.
It's solid, lots of solid individuals, and the big thing is the camaraderie. I mean, you guys will get down there, and even if the weather's bad and you don't get to do a lot of flying, there'll be a lot of drone war stories getting told, right? I mean, so remember the time I got that drone caught in a tree or whatever? There'll be a lot of that stuff going on.
Yeah. The other thing about Matt's a big fisherman. I'm a big fisherman, but he's a bigger fisherman than I am, and he goes all the way to the Bahamas to catch his fish, and he brings them back to Florida. And Matt had said if he can catch them, he's bringing some fish up to the meetup to grill, barbecue for us.
Wow, yeah. Hey, so Ted Bowman is saying that maybe Ron lost his connection due to the storm. It's possible. I know that he has had issues before with the connection there. And the thing is, I can't even bring Bill Thomas in because I don't have the StreamYard controls that Ron has by starting the show. But that's all right. We can carry it. So Lauren Donauer is saying, he asked me if I mean real, genuine lies, and that's exactly what I mean, Lauren.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, I was hoping that Eric Rose, he's in the chat, and he's over in the Bahamas, and there's great fishing in the Bahamas, like I said before. That's where Matt goes. But maybe Eric can get out there and catch some fish and bring them to the drone meetup.
That's
because he just got a nice Mavic Air 2 combo, if I remember right.
Yeah. He's talking in the chat right now. He said his wife made him some fresh fish stew over the weekend. So you never know. And he's got that Mavic Air 2. Eric, it's just a prime time to check out that Mavic Air 2. Show up there in Florida and show those guys how to fly. Of course, they probably, now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder with all the lockdowns and stuff, if he could even travel. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know the regulations to and from the Bahamas. I thought it was open, but I could be mistaken.
Yeah. Hey, I want to call out Bill Thomas. I see him in the chat. Thank you very much for the congratulations, Bill, and also John Cuppi on 4K subs. And
Hi,
Bill, if I had the controls for StreamYard, I'd bring you in. I don't know what happened to Ron, but anyway, we'll just play her by ear. Hey, there he is. He's back. There he is.
Hey, there they are.
Hey, sorry, folks.
Hey.
I lost power here for a second.
I typed it in the chat, but nobody saw it again.
Bill was trapped in the chat because I didn't get him in soon enough. I lost power because we have high winds here at the Jersey Shore with the storm, and I've got back up again. But my iMac, which I was streaming, decided to do a big software update while it rebooted itself. Decided to switch over to the laptop here. So sorry, apologies to everybody out there. And a big apology to Bill Thomas for making him wait back in the.
Just sitting here drinking tea.
Drinking tea here.
Yeah.
And what we brought Bill, brought Bill on the show for a couple of reasons tonight. We hadn't been on in a long time, and plus we want to break some news about the little C-Fly Phase 2 drone that's recently been getting a lot of press. Tracy, one of the European promotions people over there, has been in our chat a lot, and Bill has already ordered it. And even better news is, Bill, you've actually received some confirmation on the shipping. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, she got shot down by the first shipping company, and so she had to send it DHL, which means it's going to get here a lot faster. So maybe middle of next week.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
when the notification today was it was already in Hong Kong from China. So I figure, if I doubt very soon it's going to be on a boat. I'd say it'll be on a pressurized plane. So I'd say it'll hit Japan and probably fly out and be on the West Coast maybe by this weekend. I'm hoping anyway.
That's great, because you'll be one of the first people outside of your Captain Drones and Quadcopter 101s to really have it in the U.S.
Well, she mentioned something about the fact that she thought that I was the first consumer to get it. So
right.
So we'll see what happened. But they sent me they sent me the raw footage, and I sent it to Marcus too. Did you ever get a chance to look at that footage, Marcus?
I did, but I want to tell you, Bill. So it was a link, and it just came in at 1080. So if it was 4K, I didn't get to see it in 4K.
Yeah.
And I had seen that before.
It was on their page. It was actually on their page.
It was on their page. Hey, I'm just seeing that Sean Air Photography is saying that he just received his, so he'll be reviewing it too as well.
Oh, great, Sean.
Yeah.
Now we just heard we I don't know where I read this, but in the past week I've read or heard that it may only have a 60-bit transmission. I can't confirm that. Tracy hasn't said that transfer rate.
Yeah, but still, that's really good, man.
That is good. Yeah, I agree with you, Bill.
Yeah. I mean, to put that perspective, I think the mini one had 40 bit rate.
Yeah, and so something else is
Bill, what's the price point on that?
$299, and it comes with two batteries.
Price point?
Two batteries.
Yeah,
not one, two batteries at $299.
But that's a special code from Tracy, though. That's not any place else, right?
No, that's what they ship to everybody. $299 gets you two batteries and the drone and the controller.
I might have to get 10 of them, Bill.
I've heard that somewhere before, Ray.
Well, then you get the wholesale. You get the wholesale rate then, Ray.
She jumped on that, man, because Ray was joking. He says, "Yeah, I might have to get 10 of them." She's like, "Oh, really? I'll give you a wholesale deal." And I was like, "I think he's jerking your leg." But she's like, "No, I have to try." And I was like, "Okay, I understand. I get what you're saying."
Hey, Ron.
Christmas is coming.
Ron and I always joke around that we'll take pre-orders for any drone, right? Send us the money, we'll take the pre-order.
You can produce a link too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can make a link. Yeah,
it takes credit cards. All right, yeah. But I think people are going to be shocked by this little drone. I really do. I mean, it's got a great sensor in it. It's got 35 minutes of flight time. It's got their extended, kind of that blended Wi-Fi, transmission system, whatever. It's saying that you'll get range of like 5 kilometers, but we'll have to wait and see. But really and truthfully, it's got waypoints on it. It's got lots of things that a normal DJI drone doesn't have. What was it you were saying, Ron? You think it's going to be running with the Mini 2?
I think because it's not, I think the Phoebe Mini is going to be a Mavic Mini competitor because of 250 grams. But just look at the specs of the Faith 2. I think it's more of a competitor to the Air 2 than it is the Mini because of things like you said, waypoints. Which actually the Air doesn't even have waypoints.
Well,
it just has a bit bigger sensor size. I mean, the specs just look like they compare more with the Air 2.
but the sensor's not that much bigger on the Air 2 than it is on this little drone. I was kind of shocked that this was as big a sensor on it as it is. Something that I've been noticing from a few of the pictures, it looks like that this little drone is built on the old DJI Air chassis because the batteries look almost identical to the Mavic Air batteries. So I'm wondering if they've just and you know, or maybe they've taken the Spark chassis and made it foldable or something. Because it looks to me like it's tech that's been or like a frame that's been out there for a while that somebody's just reconfigured it to work with what they were doing over there. Because I think they do everything in house there. I don't know.
And the early C-Fly drones did look like Spark clones.
Well, the Obtain was a cheap Mavic ripoff. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I've had both the JJRC X12, which was the original C-Fly Faith, and then I've got what they call I think they call it the Pro version, the EX4, Eachine EX4, which is the Banggood version of the original C-Fly Faith. They were problematic. They were both. I'm not saying that you couldn't fly them, but they both had some issues, is what I'll say there. So let's hope that they get this thing, that this second version is more reliable and you can get a good compass calibration, etc. And you know, like you said, Bill, from everything we've seen, it looks good.
It's just got to touch my hands. It'll be the best drone they've ever released.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Just
Good night,
my hand.
Stephen Ewing.
Yeah.
This will be the first like kind of like new drone we get of 2021. So it's exciting because of the delay of the DJI FPV drone. This will kind of be first.
I'm gonna throw something.
We had new rumors today.
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna throw something at Ron too that I don't know if Ron had been prepared for. But through some stuff that's been leaked here and there, we know that that the Mavic 3 is about ready. It's probably going to come out. He's like, I'm figuring anywhere from April to June. That's what my prediction is. But I'm going to go ahead and say something right now. Do you all remember? Well, you probably heard about it. Joshua Bardwell was on about 2 weeks ago, and he had those new DJI FPV goggles. And he said that he couldn't talk about a certain part of them because it was proprietary to DJI and it involved the transmission system. So, okay, what's the only transmission system that DJI uses right now? OcuSync. So, right here,
OcuSync
right. So, OcuSync 3 is going to be on the Mavic 3 and your smart controller is obsolete.
So you're saying you can put it up on eBay immediately?
Pretty much, because I really truthfully, because he was like, I can't talk about it. You know, it's proprietary. You know, because he could talk about the goggles himself, but he couldn't talk about the transmission system because he said it was proprietary to DJI and it had to do with some other things. Had to do with the transmission system. You know, and he said, I will say it's not like any other one. Da 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 da. So the only thing it's going to tell you is logically, it's either they've come up with a new transmission just for FPV drones, or it's OcuSync 3.0, which renders a lot of our equipment useless.
Right. Yep.
Right. Well, or actually, Bill, you'll just have two smart controllers. You'll have the new one to fly your Mavic 3, and you'll have the old one to fly your Mavic Air. So
and the new smart controller is only $849.
Right. Right.
Let me just respond to Matt. I don't know if he heard me say that Brad Alston is making lanyards with name tags on them, Matt.
Oh, I like that idea.
So everybody will be giving them.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
So
those darn sticker things fall off. Those stickers for your shirt, they fall off 5 minutes after you put them on.
Well, he was also talking about how everybody gets a souvenir that way. Yeah. See, even in the green room, I can hear. And Ray ate all the food. There wasn't anything left but tea.
Hey, Air Photography is agreeing with you, Bill, on OcuSync 3 on the Mavic 3. So in the chat there.
So three for three, huh? We'll call this new drone.
Three, yeah.
So it'll be the year of the 3.
Yeah.
Because we know
Now-
we'll have a mini 3 too at the end of the year. You know we will.
Yeah, it would be something. Do you think will it be a Mavic Air 3 this year also, Bill?
I don't think
No.
so.
No.
No.
I don't think so. 'Cause
No.
they're gonna want us to buy that new smart controller, and they're gonna want us to buy that new drone. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm probably not gonna buy that new FPV drone. I'm gonna hold off and wait on the big boy.
Now, Bill, I'm glad. Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead, Marcus.
Say that I'm in one sense I'm kind of excited about it, but in the other sense, just like you, Bill, I'm not in any big hurry either. I want to see when people get it in their hands and see the capabilities of it, and quite frankly, see if it'll even work for an old geezer like me.
Oh, I'm 9,000,000% positive it'll work for old geezers like us. I'm 150 billion% positive it's built for old geezers like us. It's not going to be like any other FPV drone on the planet. It's going to be made for us to sit in our little chairs like this and go, "Oh, honey, what? What? You know?" And it's going to be just like that. It's going to be. I wouldn't even be surprised if they don't give us after 2 or 3 firmware releases be a button for a trick.
What you do it for?
Yeah, watch me do a split ass. Woo! How'd you do that? Press this button.
And the hardcore FPV will be hate. People
Oh,
will be
yeah,
hating us. We can do the same effects they do by pushing a button.
They're gonna be so mad, yeah. And we'll say, "Look at this computer precision turn." Oh yeah, I'm really doing it with the computer. Okay, yeah.
No, but here's the thing that intrigues me is the speed. You know, if you can get the speed and that cinematic footage, you know, the stuff that intrigues me are those guys that you see going along the edge of a cliff or something like that, or going up a mountain, and they're going up fast, and it's very cinematic and smooth and looks good. If it's a drone that can do that, wow, that would be some serious fun.
I don't
Sure,
think
would be.
I don't think it's gonna be any 100-mile-an-hour drone.
No,
But I think you're probably gonna get 60 or 70 out of it.
That's what I was thinking, Bill. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Hey,
That's fast though. That's very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fast.
Yeah.
Hey, our friend Ostidalev dropped another leak today where he was talking about being a mystery drone. The DJI is going to have a contest in February, and the person wins the contest will win the FPV drone. But the contest kind of got leaked. So anyhow, go over to Ostidalev's Twitter page and look for his leak. So again, whenever Ostidalev starts tweeting a lot about something, that means it's usually close to coming out. So
Okay. And everybody's going to Twitter as Ron says that. Oh, see.
there goes our audience. Hey,
No,
I
I'm still right here, man. I'm going as we're talking.
I got put time out on Twitter today.
heard that, Ray. You've been a bad boy over there, huh?
I don't see what you're talking about. I just saw the one where he was the motors, and that was like 2 or 3 days ago.
He's got one. Well, I didn't actually look at it on Twitter. I saw Drone DJ's screen capture of a Twitter where he's talking about he's talking about the update to the Osmo gimbals.
Oh, well, I might have to it's on Drone DJ then, because the only thing on his site is where he showed them initializing the drone and it did that weird jiggle. Like all the props kind of jiggled.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's on there right now.
Yeah. Well, go to Drone DJ. They're talking about this contest, and they think the winner of the contest will be the FPV drone. But I digress here. Maybe I've got some of the story wrong.
Go ahead.
Well, so Air Photography just made a really good point in the chat. He said they pulled the old FPV kits from the DJI website a few days ago. So maybe that's an indication that they're getting ready. And Lauren, right below that, says not much longer to wait. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can see what you're talking about. It says, but the submission time, January 29th to February 28th. Results announced March 10th, 2021. First prize, DJI mysterious new product. It's okay. And there's actually a picture of the drone.
So then, if they're going to release it, if they're going to have a contest the winner in early March, they're bound to release the product before somebody wins it.
Oh, so okay, so yeah, and it's saying earlier this week, images of a DJI drone giveaway were shared online that mentions. Okay, so that was what all that was. It was written in Chinese. It wasn't translated.
Oh, your Chinese is a little rough, huh, Bill?
Yeah, well, it's rusty. I haven't used it in a little while. The giveaway requires the entrants to create a story about themselves and a drone. A boy and his drone. On the page, it shares that it's open from. So it should be already open. It says January 29th.
Okay.
RC Funds Diversions is pointing out that a great drone doesn't make cinematic footage. It takes a good pilot and video editing skills. So that lets me out. I guess I won't be getting that drone after all.
Well, I guess you better not ever buy a Skydio because they're gonna argue that point.
I'm screwed. Yeah.
Lawrence announced that he expects February 8th.
He expects February 8th
for a launch date
for the FPV drone that I'm not
going to
buy.
The mystery drone.
The FPV drone that I'm not going to buy. Well, the thing that's weird is why would they have a contest that they're not going to announce the winner for until March 10th to give away that said mystery drone if they're going to already have it out for a month by the time you can win it? Kind of takes the mystery out of it then, doesn't it?
This is all very confusing.
Yeah, it's mysterious.
Well, let's talk about something that's not mysterious, Bill. We get a big drone
suspense.
We got a big show. We got a big show coming up Wednesday. We're doing our second drone table.
Third. The second one was with Billy. Remember, Billy was on for the second one.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I lost count, but we got a big show coming. We got a special guest coming on that show, don't we, Bill?
Well, we got our normal cast, except for I'd say Chris is going to be resting probably. So, but we're adding. Yeah, Sean Hickey's coming back, Mr. Geeksvana himself, and we're going to kind of. It's one of those things that it's. Forgive me for letting this one word out. It's an all-around bitch fest. So, like all your issues and questions about remote ID, the correlations and similarities with other countries' laws and what the other countries' laws are like. Anything and everything that we can probably come up with. We may even be talking about, more, who knows? I know that Sean's got a lot of information that he's talking about getting out. And of course, him and John Cuppi kind of have a unique camaraderie between the two of them, I guess you could say. They like picking at each other, but it's all in good fun because we end up getting a lot more information that way. So I guess that's part of what's going on. But yeah,
Bill, yeah. Look at the chat.
Is he here? Wait, where?
Air photography.
No,
highlighted.
Geeksvana is what I was saying.
Oh, where is it? I'm not okay. Did Bill call me? I said the show's gonna be a bitch fest. I personally always bitch. What are you talking about? I just didn't want to say too many times on Ron and Marcus's show
because I
didn't know if you had the adult filters on or not.
You don't want to get us demonetized over here.
Monetized? What's monetized?
Yeah.
Monetized. I got plenty of subscribers, but no watch hours because people are like.
If it was the FAA, they would consider you in feathers of a business.
How?
Everything. If you post anything in social media, you're a business.
We haven't gotten any new clients downstairs as a result of my YouTube channel, so I can't see how it's furthering my business.
Oh, Marcus is cashing a big Google check.
I got
a big Google check. Oh, hey, see, Sam, why is everybody throwing me under the bus? Sam, you need to clean the earwax out of your ears because I didn't call him that. Oh, no. I can feel the bus tires going.
Stirring the pot. They're stirring the pot.
I finally got down to Geeksvana's comment here.
I don't mind John Cuppi. I've heard him locked in a closet, but we can't have everything.
Guy, Sean.
Throwing the gauntlet down, Bill.
I'm not saying anything. I want John to show up Wednesday night. But nah, we'll have fun. We'll get a lot of good information out. I know he had mentioned before that he might have a lawyer, but I don't know if it might be too late or if he just didn't get it worked out this time, because we were going to try to get some information about laws and stuff. But we'll have a good time like we always do. But it's definitely going to be interesting with this particular group together. Let me get up above Matt. Oh, me.
Yeah. No, you always got to adjust. Yeah.
What the actual F? Oh snap! I'm glad I'm not. I can't because I'm looking over here. Hello, sounds like let's do it. Always Bob Casey. Kinks Vana. Kinks. Wait a minute. The show just went out into left field.
So
in left field, DroneNation.
So, Ron, I know we were talking about Sean over at his channel having a live show tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Oz. And he just started.
Thank you, Marcus. Yeah,
He just started.
Sean does a live show the first and third Monday of each month, and tonight's the first Monday, of course, in February.
Yep.
So we're going to kind of wrap this up so you people can all jump over and support Sean Oz, who does. Last time he did a live show, he had Kelly Schurz on, so he pulled some big name guests in over there. So you may want to jump over. You don't know what you're going to miss over there.
Ron,
Yes.
if you invited Kelly, he would come.
We've had him before.
They all seem to show up. They all seem to show up if you ask.
You know who needs to invite him? Captain Ray needs to invite him down to the Great Florida Drone Meetup in March.
There you go.
We need Kelly Schurz down there.
Kelly already talked about it. When did I on his show? He was saying that he'd like to, but he couldn't make it. Kelly Schurz was already talking about it on his show.
Yep.
He's
been invited. He's been invited.
Yeah.
Did you invite Ken Herron?
Hey.
All right. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Sorry.
Yeah, we mentioned. Yeah, I invited him on one live stream. Yep.
I think if Sean Oz really wants to get some people in his show, he should invite our friend Ron Brown.
Yeah, he could. Yeah.
Is that, you mean do a double header?
Ron Brown.
Yeah.
I tell you, I was on a good show yesterday when the Drone Seekers International, and I'm going to call it the Luxembourg edition. If you want to fly a drone in Europe, you got to go to Luxembourg.
Well, it was interesting hearing those guys. We have problems.
Ron Brown is a big headliner.
So we have problems getting our drones figured out, our drone regulations. Those folks over there in Spain with the EU rules, and then the folks traveling from the UK to Spain, they're talking about going to Luxembourg and getting this registered and this test. And then when they get to Spain, they have to register their drone with this other outfit. It sounds really complicated.
Yeah, Bill, we got it easy over here compared to the European drone flyers.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, that's something else that we can talk about. I'm hoping to talk about Wednesday night. Or think about what about India? They can only fly 50 feet in the air.
Yeah, what a joke that is.
That's ridiculous, man.
Well,
I'll buy a drone.
Drones, right, Bill? I mean, basically they're outlawed.
Well, I happened to talk to one of my doctors the other day, and he saw I had my DJI pilot hat on, and he was like, "Oh, you fly DJI?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, I have a Mavic Air too." And I was like, "Oh." And I couldn't help it. Before I realized it was already out of my mouth, I said, "Well, I guess you like flying over here better than at home." And I was like, "Oh," and he just kind of looked at me and he stopped for a second and he goes, "Yeah, because we can only fly 50 feet in the air." And I was like, "Yeah, that's why I said that." And I was like, "Okay, I'll eat my foot with a little salt and pepper later." Anyway, so you're gonna wind it up right now.
Yeah, all right, folks. So anybody have any final?
Before you guys sign off,
go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
You first, Ray.
You're number one, Ray.
No, I was just gonna say that I know you're getting ready to sign off, so I just want to thank everybody that is coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for inviting me on tonight to talk about it. I really love your show, Bill. You know, you always promote my channel. I can't thank you enough. And everybody get out there, fly the drone. I know it's tough up there where it's snowing now, but when you get a chance, get up there and enjoy and fly safe.
Thank you, Ray. Thanks for coming on.
Oh yeah, the Mavic 3 is going to be sub 250.
Bill, what do you got for us?
See everybody Wednesday. Oh, and don't forget to watch Ron and Philly tomorrow night and give them some good love, and then come over and get down and dirty and drone table with us on Wednesday.
Bill, give them the times the show comes on Wednesday night.
12:30 a.m. UTC. 8:30 p.m.
Okay.
Eastern time, 7:30 p.m. Central time, 6:30 p.m. Mountain time, and 5:30 p.m. on the Pacific Coast.
Thank you. So don't write it down. You know the times, Marcus.
Coast.
Yeah.
Coast.
So,
Marcus.
so first off, I want to congratulate our friend Bill Thomas on getting his first injection. I saw that, Bill. Good job. I'm just nothing but jealous. And my wife already got it too. She's a school teacher, so she was able to get it.
Well, one thing I want to say really quick is John Cuppi asked me about if I had any weird side effects. I said no. The third arm worked like a charm.
Perfect. Yeah. But anyway, listen, we are so lucky to have a hobby that we can get out and fly with all this going on. You can get out there on your own even, and it'll put a big smile on your face when you get that drone up in the air. At least I can tell you, it always puts me in a good mood when I can get out there and fly. So everybody, please get out there and fly. Stay safe and have a good time. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Ron Brown.
Thank you, Marcus. I want to thank everybody, for joining us in the chat tonight. Our great people in there, great comments and stuff. And thanks for all the support for, Ray and the South Florida Meetup. And I want to shout out a couple of shows. Ray and our good friend, Giant Drone Flyer, they do a show Sunday afternoons, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss their show. And I see Mike in here. That's Fly Zone Quadcopters. He's got a show every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I guess it's 8 o'clock his time in Chicago with his brother Sergius. Don't miss their show. And Johnny's on their show a lot too. So it's a lot of great shows out there. Art was in. I don't think Art's here anymore, but Art does a good show on Saturday night. So I just want to shout out a couple of the shows. And I will see everybody tomorrow night, and I'll see everybody Wednesday night. So stay safe out there. If you're in the Stowe region, if you're Ray in Florida, stay out of that sun. Don't get sunburned. And I want to congratulate Bill too for getting his vaccine shot too. My wife, Marcus, my wife has got hers, but I'm still trying to get mine. So good night, everybody, and be safe.
Cuppi got his first one too.
Cuppi got his. I see that. Yeah.
Congrats, Cuppi, and congrats again for your 4,000 subs. Good night.